Hey guys, it's Trevin Scheller, owner of Mighty Wolf TV, and in this video, we're going to be talking about my history with ARMS. And the reason why we're talking about my history of ARMS is because today is the 1-year anniversary of ARMS release. If you guys don't know what ARMS is, it's the game where you're playing as these characters with these long arms and you're fighting each other. That's basically what it is. I like it. Now, you know how I actually get a lot of games on release day. I didn't get this game on release day. So the first time I ever saw ARMS was in the Switch presentation back in January 2017. And honestly, when I first saw it, I was like, not happening. I'm never getting this game. It looks really weird. It looks really dumb. That's what I said when I first saw it. And I had no interest in it for a while. That was the first time I saw it. Sure, I was like super excited for like Mario Odyssey and Splatoon 2 and Breath of the Wild when I saw the presentation, but not ARMS. Sure, at this time, ARMS was like a totally new IP. It was the newest IP. I think it actually still is. If you don't count, is ARMS still the newest IP? I think it is. Or that or the Labo. I don't know. I don't know if the Labo counts as an IP, but I think ARMS is still technically a new IP. So anyway, so I first saw it in the Switch presentation back in January 2017, and I honestly didn't really think it looked that good. Well, I also didn't think 1-2 Switch looked that good, but I still got that. So how did I get interested in ARMS? So yeah, like a lot of people were actually, some people were actually interested in getting the game. That was like before I got the Switch. Many of my friends were talking about the games they were excited for, and one of my friends was excited about ARMS. And so yeah, a few people were excited for it, and like, I was like, it's just a fighting game. It's like, it's weird. So then like I actually missed out on the release. So like I didn't even know that they had a global test punch back. Well, actually I did, but I actually never even played it. I didn't even play the first test punch. Of course, I found out more about it in the direct. The first battle I ever watched was in the Nintendo Direct for April 2017, and I saw a little bit of gameplay, and I was like, still wasn't interested. And they also announced the test punch for June, and I was like, not really. I didn't even get it. And then the release day came, and I didn't get the game. Although I do actually remember going to GameStop that day, because that day I went to GameStop. I actually went to GameStop to pre-order not ARMS. I went to I went to GameStop on the release day of ARMS, and I actually was there to pre-order Splatoon 2. I didn't realize that was the ARMS release day. And yeah, I actually went there to pre-order Splatoon 2. But at that time, I still wasn't really interested in ARMS at all. And the first time, so I went to New York on July 2017, and I went to the Nintendo store, and I saw that ARMS was playable, and that was so that was when I played ARMS for my first time. They had a bunch of demos, well, a bunch of games playing. It was actually the full game, because they don't have demos there. They just let you play the full game, basically. So when I was at the Nintendo store in July 2017, that was the game that was playing. I have some pictures of that in another video. I have pictures of the Nintendo store I went to that day in another video. I'll put a link to that in the description. So yeah, the first time I ever played, it was on a big screen, and I was actually fighting a complete stranger. I don't remember what he looked like. And the first time I played, I won, and all I did was spam the buttons. And at that time, I was still like, I mean, like, I was actually just trying the game out to see if it was good. At that point, I was still like, And I was still really excited for Splatoon 2 and Mario Odyssey and stuff. So yeah, I played ARMS at the Nintendo store. That was the first time I ever played the game. I mean, at that time, I was like, I'd play it if, like, I was at a friend's house or something. Or in Game Club. And then the second time I played the game was when they had the second test punch for after the game came out. So I know they had free test punches. They had one before the game came out, and they had two after the game came out. So I actually tried the test punch, like, but see, when I was at the Nintendo store, they only let you play with an individual Joy-Con. They couldn't play with two, so you couldn't actually punch. So I got the test punch to actually try out the punching. And I honestly wasn't even doing it right. I wasn't even doing it right. I was just holding the Joy-Cons like forward, like facing me. Like, I didn't know that you had to have the Joy-Cons face each other instead of having them face me. So that's why I stunk. I wasn't really good with the test punch. I didn't even play it a lot. So yeah, that's why I played the test punch, so I could, like, I basically gave the game another chance, and I tried out the new. That's one of the reasons why ARMS was so successful, because of the punching feature, where you could actually punch. I still think that's cool. I mean, I honestly always thought that was cool. And I was a little more interested, but not quite. I wasn't at the point where I'd want to get the game. But when Splatoon 2 came out, I actually got the yellow Joy-Cons, even though I never got ARMS. I still got the yellow Joy-Cons. I was actually gonna buy gray Joy-Cons, but then they said they were sold out of the gray Joy-Cons, and then I saw the yellow ones now, and they had them in stock, and I decided to get those. I made a good choice doing that because they were really rare, and I honestly don't know anybody that has them. Even today, I still don't know anyone that has them. They're pretty rare. So yeah, I got the yellow Joy-Cons the day I got Splatoon 2. And when did I get interested in ARMS? So I have this friend that has a Nintendo Switch, and he had the game, ARMS, had the full game, and he came over to my house, and we were actually playing a bunch of different games together, and we were actually playing ARMS, and when we played ARMS, I actually realized that there was more to the game than I thought, and he actually made the game a lot of fun. So I had two friends, we all played ARMS together, and we actually had a lot of fun playing it. And like I said, I realized that there was a lot more to the game than I thought, besides just fighting. There was also, like, volleyball and all that stuff, and Grand Prix and ranked. I realized there was so much, and there were so many characters. Like, the fact that I had so much fun playing that game with my friends is what made me think that this was actually a good game to get. I still think that to this day that ARMS is a really fun game to play with friends. So ever since that day I played with my friend, that's when I was interested in getting ARMS. Like, that's when I decided to get it. And, you know, I had fun with the test punch, and I sort of had fun with the test punch, but not entirely, because it actually took me a while to figure out that with the Joy-Cons, you have them face each other. Took me a while to figure that out, actually. So yeah, then after I played with my friend, that's when I actually got into the game. I was interested in getting it. So before Mario Odyssey came out, it was like around September, I actually went to a Target and I saw the game. I had money, so I decided to. So that's when I got the game. I got the game in September of 2017. No, I didn't get the. Yeah, I know I get a lot of games on release day, but ARMS is one of those games I didn't get on release day. So I got the game when I went to Target in September 2017. I think it was September. I believe it was September, because it was before Mario Odyssey came out. So then I got the game, and I actually had a lot of fun with it. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it after I mean, I didn't really play it a lot, because I didn't really play it a lot, but I still really liked it. It was I had a lot of fun playing the game with my friends, and honestly, I almost regret not getting the game on release day, because it is just so fun. And then later they started with the party crashes. I actually did a stream on the second one. Put a link in the description for that. I did a stream on the second party crash ever, I believe. I missed out on the first one, just because I didn't play the game a lot. Yeah, and they were still updating the game at this time, so of course they released new characters. Like, I remember they released Lollipop and Springtron. Springtron is actually, fun fact, Springtron is actually my favorite character to play as in ARMS. It used to be Springman, but then they released Springtron and he's like much cooler, so I decided to. So yeah, whenever you see me play ARMS, you know I'm obviously gonna be Springtron, because he's my favorite. So like, and then the game got, and I don't even know if they updated the game today, but they still like. But it's selling really well. It didn't sell as well as like Splatoon 2, but it still did really good. I honestly really like the game. It's really, really fun. And yeah, and then 2018 they had another Test Punch, and I played a little bit of that. The reason why I didn't play that a lot is because I actually have the game. But yeah, more people are actually getting into it this time. But my friends are more into like. My friends are more into like Zelda, Mario, and Splatoon. Like more of my friends were into that than ARMS. But yeah, I honestly I love the game. I definitely put it on my top 10 list. I wouldn't put it on my top 5. I would put it on my actually I'd probably almost put the game on my top 5 list at this point because it's really fun. I honestly have a blast playing this with my friends, and I have good memories of the party crashes and all that stuff. It's a really great game. And so yeah, that is my history of ARMS, and yeah, so now today is the 1-year anniversary of the game's release. And looking back at the memories I had with it, it's actually a really fun game. So yeah guys, that's it. That's it for this video. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. More videos coming soon. And yeah, have a great day guys.